Hi everyone. It's a beautiful winter day, warmish here in Maine, and I'm standing right in front of this stream which has melted enough for you can hear the water flowing through it, and it just runs behind me, and there's my dog somewhere running around. But I wanted to share with you some thoughts on really just this right here, these natural surroundings that I'm in. Because what we're seeing right now in the collective is just all the extreme, um, fear, division, rules that don't make any sense at all. That I was saying to my husband today, it's like we're living in opposite world where it's just the mass hypnosis, the mass indoctrination, and it's heartbreaking to see. However, for us to, get sucked into that, there's so much anger, there's disbelief, there's just fear of like what's going to happen in our society. But when I come on here, I obviously try to share things that are helpful, and where I'm experiencing some of those feelings myself. I'm a human, like all of you, of course, and and I have my own ego fears, and um, feelings. But so this is what every morning I come out here, honestly, and I connect with light, I connect with the natural world, and so I'm going to share with you a little bit of what works for me, and I think, the theme here is really meditation, quieting the mind, and developing a spiritual connection through meditation. That's the way we can actually do it. Because when we're in this all kinds of just seeing the 3D world, seeing what's happening, it can be really disillusioning, and you can feel like you lose hope. So when we go, but what my guides, or my intuition, my higher self, who knows who I'm connecting with? It's all of the above. What I was being shown this morning was that we have to kind of make a little bit of an effort, like opening the door to try to connect with the light that is here. And there is an immense amount of light. I don't know if it's just me, and I've been doing this for a while, and I kind of have the practice. But when I just this morning I came out, and if I make the mistake of checking the headlines, especially my local newspaper, with the things happening in my surroundings, the town I grew up in, it's disturbing, it's upsetting. But when I remember that that's the 3D, all about fear, a lot of people are in the mass hypnosis, and when I come outside and I say, what is real? What is really going on? And we clear those thoughts away. When we clear the feelings, process and release the feelings of disbelief of what we're seeing in some places, we can see that this is what's real. That there's so much light. And then when we take a time to be present with our surroundings, and that's really what I was being shown, is just being present and noticing. It's incredible. I heard somebody's rooster crowing, and I was listening to this, you can hear it, the babbling brook, and I had this just really strong feeling that that the new earth is here, that we are, while the 3D society becomes more and more insane and sad, that this is what we're creating. And I felt just all of the energy of what I've been working on with the homeschool communities I'm a part of, homesteading. A lot of people are doing this, learning how to grow our own food, and we're still, there's still things that will remain from the 3D world, that are medical freedom-based businesses and places to go that are in a different version of reality. That it's just here. It is here for us, and that's what we're being asked to really focus on. I feel that it's easier now more than ever to connect with this divine energy. It is very strong, the energy of God, of the source. All I did was, you take some breaths, try to just clear away the thoughts, focus on how you're feeling in your body, notice what you're hearing in your surroundings. You can feel a little bit of that now. And it takes a few moments. And when I was doing that, I was just, all of a sudden, there's like this wave of just, everything's going to be okay. It was this, peace. It was this feeling of just expansion, of connection with all that is, of consciousness. And I want to share that with you because I think it's easy for us to not hear that. I'm working on this book. I'm in the final editing stages. Tools for the Awakening Soul, a guide to activate your intuition and uncover your life's purpose is what it's called. But in one of the chapters, I find quotes for every chapter, and one of the chapter is on, I think it's on developing intuition. And the quote that I use is a Rumi quote, which is, "There is a voice that doesn't use words. Listen." And I wanted to share that with you because that is what this is. It doesn't use words. And so the 3D world, just like our own egos, it's loud and it's in our face if we want it to be. So it takes intention, and it takes a little bit of effort to clear away the noise and the illusions of separation, of really just all these so low vibrational controllers, and it's really, how do I put this nicely? It's evil what they're trying to do. It's really heartbreaking. However, we see it. We know it's happening. It's very sad to watch, but we know, and I'm sharing this with you now, and I know a lot of you know this, but we sometimes we forget, so we need to be reminded. There's so much light. And when I felt that immense amount of light, I just remembered, I was like, wow, it's so easy to access this if we just clear away the noise. It's just right here. It is so powerful. It takes discipline. It takes some, it really isn't that hard. If we just say, I'm just going to go outside and take some breaths and try to clear away like all the junk, like, the stream right behind me is clearing away a lot of the mud and debris. So we can, it's like clearing away our thoughts so we can create space for light, for consciousness, for truth to enter, for the divine source energy, the energy of God to be with us. And that, if I can give you one recommendation to help you make it through this crazy, never-ending story of nonsense, is to really have a strong spiritual practice and quiet your mind every day, connect with light in your heart, pray, and that's going to get us through. It's a beautiful way that we're stepping into. So that's my message for today. There are those of us who meet regularly, and it's called the Soulful Work Community. It's a community I facilitate. We're meeting tonight at my house. We're doing a potluck to create our future selves. And this is also really important. Visualize how we want to feel, how we want to be, and write it down. And this is how we're going to be in the 5D way. It's super important to make it, put it out there. And the more we describe it and write it down, it makes it real. The more it's a very strong vibration we create. So we're coming together tonight to have a potluck and to do that together in writing and sharing. If you want to join us, I'll put the link in here. We meet monthly in person with different themes, and I put on different resources and handouts and meditations every month. And there's also virtual meetings every month. And then there's another thing I want to share, which is a retreat that I'm offering in March 4th through 6th, I believe. I'm calling it, what am I calling it? Embodying Your Highest Self, Winter Retreat. And with my dear friend Cheryl Horton, who's not related to me, but we're soul sisters, we'll be doing some art, some creativity to create our future selves, painting it, just maybe doing some scrapbooking, creating a vision board, but also writing, and there'll be a raw cacao ceremony, as Cheryl does for us. Very powerful to connect with the wonderful warmth and healing of that chocolate mother cacao near a fire. We'll be doing some hypnotherapy, guided meditations, morning stretching, which is otherwise known as yoga, that I guide. I'm not a yoga teacher, so I just call it stretching. And just all about just being in this wonderful high vibration space to step into our highest self. So stay tuned for that. And if you want any support, as always, you know where to find me in moving through this time. For any individual work, Akashic Records readings, hypnotherapy, past life regressions. Happy to support you all if you need it in a guided session. Many blessings, much love. Bye.